All right, so we're back. New location. Now we're in a buddy's garage and we're gonna be wrenching on his 24 Street Glide. So as we all saw on my video, I did handlebars, a very divisive subject because I did T-bars. God forbid T-bars on a Batwing, but I did it. This time, just to appease everyone else, we're doing just regular mini apes, doing 14-inch from Dominator. They're just the miter, so like the 90 degrees. So his bike's already ripped apart because he's got all of his tins headed out for paint. But I'll spin you around, show you what we got going on. We are going to pull the fairing off again. I might blow through that one a little bit quicker because, well, we've done it once before. So if you're curious, go back earlier on. But let me spin you around. I'm going to point you to the bolts that I know we're going to have to remove and plugs we're going to have to do. And it's just going to get tossed on a blanket off to the side. So here we go. There we go. So like I said, already ripped apart because it was green and it's going to come back not green. But we got the T27, or sorry, T40 here and here. You got your T27 up here, and I believe we have a T25 back here. And that goes the same for the other side. And then we got our wires here. Well, not that one, but two here, the amp. And if I remember right, we've got a couple of under here. I mean, you trace it, you'll find it, and then they only go back in one way. So you just unplug all of that, and we're going to set it over there. So I will check back with you once we got bolts pulled and fairing safely secured on the blanket, and you'll see what the Street Glide looks like when you turn it into a Road King. Hold on. All right, so we're back. Set that down. So fairing is off. It's down there. So got everything unplugged. So now flip you around. We'll show you. All that's left is to actually unplug the bars. So you can see it's going to be that wire and then these two plugs. We'll loosen that up. I don't remember what size we need for that. And then these are ready just to lift up and off. So we'll go from that to these guys. Like I said, these are the 14-inch from Dominator. He got the full kit, pre-wired, just because it was just easier to spend the extra $100 to have the wires already pulled than it is to fight with it. Although I wouldn't think this 90-degree bend would be too bad. But came with the longer clutch cable that we're going to need. And did it come with a longer brake line by chance?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it came with a brake line that's somewhere around here. So I didn't bring my brake bleeder, so if he doesn't have one, I'll have to check back and we'll bleed the brakes another time. It's not like his bike's going anywhere anytime soon. So I believe these are 1.5 inches, and they're necked down to 1 inch here, 1 inch here, knurled, all that. So let me figure out what size we need here, and then another Torx there will loosen. And these are going to be ready to lift up and off. So let me get trucking along. Like I said, I'm kind of blowing through this quickly because we already did this once before on my bike, but I will try to slow down as we actually start putting things back together. So sit tight. So more progress made. Bars are on, pretty well mocked up. We did put the seat on there just so that way we knew roughly where to put these, because don't want to fiddle with these too much once the fairing's back on. So at the moment, just kind of been working on other odds and ends. You know, got electrical plugged in, went ahead and pulled the brake off. Yeah, and that's just kind of sitting down there. I don't remember what size that saw goes. I think I used a 12 millimeter to get it off, just because that was the first one I found, as opposed to using the the bald eagle size that I don't know. Got the clutch off and removed. Cable's over here. So that's actually pretty simple because you just compress this and that frees up the slack you need on the lever. And then it's just a matter of flipping this copper tab up with a small screwdriver and fishing this out from here. So we're gonna leave this in place. The new clutch cable will slide into there and hook in. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to film that just because of tight quarters. So I'm gonna get to working on that. And then I think we're just about ready to, I don't know. I'm going to sit here and think about whether or not we're going to put the fairing on before or after doing the brake. I'm going to mull that one over. So just wanted to fill you in on where we're at. And they look good. I think they're going to look even better once we have a fairing on there and it doesn't look like a Road King anymore. So I'll check back when more progress has been made. All right, so bars are on. The new clutch cable is run and it's dialed in. Like I said, it was tight quarters. I called it everything but a clutch cable in the process, but it's in and it's dialed. You should have between a 1/16 of an inch and a 1/4 of an inch of play. We've got that. Brake line is just hanging out because again, I don't have my brake bleeder, so we'll get back to that. So this is on here again so we don't lose anything. So, and then nothing's really snugged down. It's just in place to get it off the floor, except for minor little stuff. So, and the old cable there, that's just garbage. So, really, I mean, hell, nothing's even plugged back in because I don't know. We shouldn't have to pull this back off, but you never know. So we're just going to let that ride for now. I'm going to come back another day, which is probably when we'll finish up this video. And I said, we'll get the brake line up there and bled and call it good. But these 14s, man, they're not uncomfortable. They're actually really, they feel similar to those 16s that I had on the Fat Boy for anybody that watched that little series. But, you know, Dominator, I think they do a good product. But I will tell you, from running the wires through their meat hooks, if you can swing the extra $100, just pay the extra $100 and let them run the electrical. It's just easier. But if you can't, I get it. My inner cheapskate comes out and I end up just running it myself. But this was actually really nice. One of the easiest bar setups I've done. Show you what's on mine. And he has his drawer for all you haters out there on my bike. So anyway, so like I said, we'll check back. I might bring you along. I might not. I'm going to try to bring you along so at least we can have a finished video. So I'm going to check out here and we will see you guys when we wrap this up. Hold on. All right. So it's a couple of weeks later, mostly because of scheduling and, let's be honest, laziness. But we're back in my buddy's garage wrapping up his handlebars. Really all we have left is to run and plumb the new brake line. So I got my compressor and my brake bleeder because it's just easier. So I'm going to spin you around, show you what we're going to be pulling and then what we're going to be replacing it with. But I don't think I'm going to actually... I didn't bring a tripod, so you guys are just going to have to trust me when I say I pulled it and I replaced it. But pretty much here's where we're at. The old brake line just been professionally plumbed closed. So, and it just runs through here, along. Got some zip ties we got to cut through here. And then this is the bolt that we're going to pull. We are going to have some fluid loss, minimal, but our new setup here that came with what he ordered has obviously the new hose and a new banjo bolt and 4 crush washers that we're going to need to use so we can make sure there's no leaks, because he did go 14s. We had to extend the brake line, but we did not, or no, we did do the clutch line too. It was an all-in-one kit. So if you go to 12s, you don't need the extensions, but that's about the max you can go. So let me put you down. I'm going to start snipping zip ties, pulling a brake line, running the new one, and then I'll check back in with you once I've got it up on the bar and how I'm going to go about bleeding it. So hold up. All right, so we got this all back up. It really wasn't that bad. The trickiest part about it was fishing the old line out and the new one in, getting it run up, and then getting it back into the correct position in these 2 clips, which FYI, they're open at the bottom. So you just kind of flex this open and you can slide it out. So So got that all back in. I'm a little concerned with the bend on this line here because it's so much higher. So I might have to, oh, never mind. Problem fixed. So moving on, traced it back up, got it in here, got it back in there. Not gonna worry about replacing the zip ties because, well, the tank will hold it down. And what the tank doesn't hold down, the seat will. And what that doesn't hold down, the rider will. So, but new crush washers up top, new crush washers down bottom. It did come with, like I mentioned, a new banjo bolt, but obviously that one is silver-ish. And we just went ahead and reused the black one. So, because that's what was there. Anyway, so now I'm gonna pop the cover off of this. We've got a brand new jug of .4. So I will hook up my little pneumatic brake bleeder here, which is super handy. This was just an Amazon special. I'll try to re-find it and I'll put a link in the description, but this thing has been phenomenal for, you know, bleeding brakes on your own. So FYI, just way quicker and more better than gravity bleeding. So, and that's it. So, you know, you hook that up. I've got my, I think, a 3/8 wrench here so I can break the bleeder open, and then I'll open that valve, and while it's sucking air out, it's pulling fluid down, and I'll just sit up here and actuate the lever while keeping an eye on the fluid so it doesn't run dry. And because I didn't do anything with the system here, it's still closed, I don't have to worry about hooking this up to a computer to have them actuate it. So we'll be fine. It's all good. So it'll all work out. I've looked into this. So I'm gonna put you down because you're not gonna be able to hear anything while that compressor runs, but it should just take a few minutes to bleed this side, and then we'll go jump over and bleed that side, and he should have a front brake again in theory. All right, so it took probably 5-7 minutes, but you know, both calipers are bled. We got a nice firm brake lever, but we're probably still gonna, you know, zip tie the lever back, you know, overnight, and just kind of let everything else gravity feed down. But it's solid, so that's all good. So he still has brakes. I didn't screw it up that bad, at least until the first time he goes ripping down the road and he grabs front brake and stops using the trunk of the car in front of him. But that's a him problem, not me. So really all I've got to do now is just go through and tighten up all the other bolts that I just, you know, spun in finger tight because I didn't know if I was gonna have to pull the fairing back off. But this is actually really all very simple. So that Dominator all-in-one kit, yeah, you pay a little extra for it, but it was super convenient to just have everything all in one, and there wasn't anything missing. The quality of the stuff was there, the parts were all there, and it was a very simple install. So if you've got the Batwing fairing either on the new ones or an older one, it's really not that hard. At least I can speak for the Rushmore bikes. So what's that, 2017 touring bikes to 24, and then, you know, the new bikes. It's not bad. Yeah, it's more work than all your other bikes, your Road Glides and all of the other junior bikes below that. But, you know, it's a joke. I don't want any nasty comments. It's a joke, but it's not hard. I would say if you half-heartedly mechanically inclined, do it yourself. You know, get some beer, get some buddies, have a good time. Don't pay the dealerships. You know, maybe an independent shop, maybe if they've got a better deal, or you get a homie hookup. Just, there's no sense of paying the dealership for something like this, and you could have it knocked out by yourself your first time round in probably 2 hours or less. So just pay attention to how things come apart. Keep things marked if you need to keep them marked. You know, take pictures, take videos, whatever. You can do it. It's not, you know, rocket surgery. So, like I said, I'm going to button up his bike and I'm going to get out of here. So questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Other than that, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.